Isn't that like one of the raddest riffs you've ever heard? Hey everybody, so today we're going to be looking at a song that is very special to me. It is filled with nostalgia. It takes me back to my middle school days. We're going to be looking at none other than Unholy Confessions by Avenged Sevenfold. So I'm sure this song is near and dear to the hearts of many of you out there. And, you know, even if you're just curious and you stumbled upon this video, I hope it becomes a special song to your heart as well. But for me, it took me back to Halloween. The bat symbol they have that has like, it's a skull with wings and it's just their iconic logo and it's just a vibe, you know? But there's a lot that goes into this song, especially when it comes to the theory components with the songwriting and everything. We're going to be going over some advanced guitar techniques and music theory concepts in this video today. So if you're stuck in a rut or you're struggling to stay motivated with any of this, I want to give you my free motivational PDF. You can find that in the link below, or you can find it at zacksharguitar.com and download it there. And when you download that, within minutes, you'll have everything you need to stay motivated and develop a consistent practice routine for yourself that will get you the results that you need. But we're really going to be focusing on three main scales for this song. We've got the minor scale, or the Aeolian mode. We're going to be looking at the harmonic minor scale, the chromatic scale. So those are the three. There's even a fourth one that's kind of a bonus one, but stick around to find out what that scale might be. So we're going to start straight out the gate with that banger nasty riff, okay? The heart of this song, and it's a riff that I strongly believe influenced a whole subgenre of metal called metalcore. But in taking a close look at the notes used in that riff, it's clear to me that this uses the D minor scale, or the Aeolian mode. And so what happens during that main riff is something called a pedal point, okay? And pedal point is where we hold the same note over a melody or a harmony, or we repeat the same note throughout the melody or the harmony. So in this case, the pedal tone is the open A. Because as we ascend up the first part of that scale, between each note is the A note, the pedal tone. But it doesn't end there, because as we know, at the heart of Avenged Sevenfold is a dynamic guitar duo. So there's two guitar parts, and there's two parts for a reason, okay? They're not playing the same exact thing. There's a variety of harmony going on. So in looking at this, the harmonic intervals for this is mostly thirds. So it's mostly a harmonization of thirds. So on the top part, all of those ascending notes are thirds compared to that initial riff I showed you. And it really is the bread and butter of anything that resembles a classical or a neoclassical sort of sound to it. But this riff is more complex because it doesn't involve thirds alone. So this simultaneous riff also has a pedal tone, but it's not a third like the initial one. It's actually, if you look at it quickly, it looks like a fourth. So it's the D. So A was the first one. So it's an A. So it'd be A, B, C, D. You would think it's a fourth, but really, when I take a look at it, it looks like an inverted fifth, because in the bass part, the interpretation I follow has a pedal tone of D as well. But since the D is in the bass, it sits below the A, it's safe to count that as being a fifth, as D being the root, if we were to make a chord out of that. So it would be actually D, E, F, G, A. 5. That makes it a fifth. So a little later in the song is another really fun breakdown riff, okay? So it's over a chugging open D power chord backing rhythm, you know. So over that riff is a melody that uses the harmonic minor scale, okay? So it's different from the first one. So here's the natural minor. But the harmonic minor has a raised 7th note, okay? Which gives it a more exotic sound. And not only that, but one of my favorite guitar tricks to use in this, a pinch harmonic, is used at the end of the phrase. And that gives it that little squealy sound. So to do that, it's kind of tricky. I'll probably make a video at some point going into more depth about it. But what you do is you take the pick, and once you pick the note, you gently graze the string immediately with the flesh of your thumb. So keeping up with the theme of harmonic minor, we see that again in that dual solo type part that occurs about halfway through the song. But it's not just harmonic minor, okay? I mean, it is, but it's like harmonic minor with a twist, or there's other ways you can interpret it from a theoretical lens. So it starts out in the position of D harmonic minor. Because it implies that sharp 7th note. But even though it starts out in D harmonic minor, there is potentially a key change that goes to C sharp harmonic minor a half step down, because by the end of it, we're right here. And a natural C note, which we hear right there, is not a part of a D harmonic minor scale. So another way to look at this, if I'm really thinking about this here, it could be a melodic minor scale. So for the melodic minor scale, when you ascend the scale, it's like a natural minor scale, except you raise the 6th and the 7th on the way up. However, when you descend from the scale, you resolve the 6th and the 7th back to a natural 6th and a natural 7th. So it's possible here that that's what we're seeing. Again, in this dual solo part, they're harmonizing in thirds. So another way to view that same guitar part is to view those non-scale notes as just chromatics, okay? So it's just non-scale tones, accidentals. And despite all the weirdness that's going on with all these different ways to interpret the same thing, the melody itself, or the harmony itself, is actually very seamless and sweet sounding. It's like you can't even tell unless you break it down like that, that there's something kind of off-key going on, in a way. You know, like I said, depending. So lastly, in the theme of chromaticism, we're going to be looking at something that to me is clearly chromaticism going on here. And that's that banger Avalanche riff towards the end of the song. So the term chromaticism is based on the chromatic scale, which is all 12 notes from one octave to another. So in this case, we're going to be looking at D, okay? Dare I even say the D chromatic scale? So right away, there's one octave to another. The open D to the higher D on the 12th fret. And from there, it descends with a periodic reference back to the open D. It's almost like another pedal point within this section of the song. So we start with an open D, go to the higher D, an octave higher from there on the 12th fret, and then it ends on a G power chord. And when you hear it all together, it just sounds like this chaotic avalanche that's just pummeling you down. So heavy. As we can see, there's a lot of music theory concepts within this one song. We hear the minor scale, the harmonic minor scale, the chromatic scale, and possibly even the melodic minor scale. We hear a whole bunch of different harmonic approaches in this song with the way the two guitars coincide and work with each other synergistically. And there's a lot of great use of pedal tones in this, which I think really sparked a lot of the metalcore that we heard that followed this song. Do you guys think this song started metalcore, or is it just me? I don't know. Who are the pioneers of that subgenre? But if you're frustrated with learning music theory, you're stuck in a rut with your guitar playing, or you're just looking to optimize your practice, I want to give you that free motivational PDF guide. Within minutes, you'll get what you need to develop a consistent practice routine. And consistency is the #1 contributor to success in any skill. The guide is scientifically driven and free, so please check it out and do yourselves a favor. I'm Zach Shar with Zach Shar Guitar. Thank you so much for watching, and stay metal.